oxygenation an oxygen mask. Trying to put it so the public kind of understands what I mean. Like just a normal oxygen mask that you would put on and help you oxygenate and have them rotate their body positions, which helps with COVID. And we would be cool with them in like oxygen level in the high 80s or maybe around 90 that we normally would never be comfortable with. But we won't. Now we're not intubating them. Those people are kind of staying like that until they really get bad.
So what's happening? So may I ask real quick? What's happening in the lungs? Is that like the O2 or whatever is not getting into the blood, or is that like Is that kind of what it is from a non-scientific person?
And to make it, for those that are interested, listening, I love this stuff. So
this is so interesting to me. Come on, this is really good.
It's super interesting. That's kind of why I got into medicine. It's fascinating, right? The human body, but it kind of is like, so with keeping it kind of simple, it seems to be in the fair majority of people that there is some weird oxygenating issue where in the lungs, where, oxygen, CO2 exchange is happening. It's not happening in the right way. And I don't know if that's from what we would call like vasoconstriction in the lungs or from pulmonary edema or something, or shunting, or anyway, these big words that we would use in medicine. But it is definitely seeming like it's a weird, it's just not a typical respiratory virus. And it's not a typical coronavirus. SARS and MERS did not do this.
And it can affect your gastro.
This is different
too, right? It has.
And they're even finding it has neurologic interactions. People are losing their sense of smell, taste.
My brother
having dizziness. There's dermatologic. There's vasculitis and rashes with it. There's all. Honestly, I'm like, man, it's kind of a joke. Like literally anything could be COVID right now.
I read somewhere that like what happens also is the after effects, like particularly with maybe smokers. What happens is the lungs and sacs are brittled from this, and so it ends up leaving scar tissue in the lungs after. Is that did I read that right?
I think I hate to give like answers because it seems like things are changing.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know.
Yeah.
When people say like, like scarring or decreased lung function from COVID. I did read something like that too in some article, not like a medical article, like a regular article out there, but that could also be from the kind of thing we were talking about earlier with, being on a ventilator it's a traumatic experience for your body. You're putting a tube down your throat. First of all, so the public knows, you're getting sedated, you're getting put out completely, you're getting paralyzed, and then you're getting a tube shoved down your throat, and then you're getting a ventilator forcing air into your lungs in certain volumes that is not maybe your normal state, right?
Yeah.
So it's really traumatic for your body. Even a healthy person to be put on a ventilator can cause damage to your lungs. So being put on a ventilator is could be what we call like iatrogenic, is damaging in a way. So when you see like, people with COVID got, that were hospitalized got scarring of their lungs, maybe from the COVID, maybe because they were on a ventilator, maybe because we just don't know yet. I think in a year or two from now, we're going to have a lot of interesting answers about this disease, retrospectively, hopefully.
And hopefully we can restructure and get like the whole system working really efficiently again. That's really stressful.
I think it's getting better.
Yeah.
I think it is getting better just with like people changing their protocols, saving ventilators for when you absolutely need to put somebody on a ventilator before really exhausting every other means possible.
Right.
Which has helped a lot in the healthcare realm. I'm talking about, I guess. But the other side of this, I guess, I think it's important, as I'm sure people don't want to hear all the medical mumbo jumbo, but like, I guess I would say an interesting part is like this quarantining and people staying on isolation. How long can we keep our economy down for, which is kind of the other part of this too, right? I mean, like businesses need to reopen. People need to get back to work. People need to pay their bills. So I'm kind of curious about that because,
I wish we could just
Trump
start
is talking
over. Like, I wish we could go and be like, right, everyone, we're going to just go back in time economically to February 15th because, and just we're going to give you your money, and those who made money during this period, we're going to like do something to figure out like that you get some of it at least. And like, because in some ways we're it's our own machinations, we created the economy, we built it. It is, of an idea. It's not like gravity or wind, in some ways where you can't control it. I wonder. I probably sound like an ass to someone in finance or economics, but
oh, I'd be the same way. I don't know anything about that crap, but I wish I did.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious because we all, what the thing is is that everybody's thinking like people that don't really know what's going on. That we want to get back to normal. And people are thinking like, oh, Trump said or Cuomo said May 15th, and that's our date that we get back to normal, right? He just put that out May 15th, But I don't think it's ever going to get back to what it was before.
Not for a long
time. I don't know.
Time.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong, or not for a long time. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know if maybe we start rolling out the economy slowly, maybe some business start opening, but are we going to be going to like a restaurant or a bar or a concert or a sporting event this summer? I really don't know.
It's going to change.
I'm not sure how that's going to go.
It's going to change how we, sterilize in some ways and how we treat public spaces, in bars and restaurants. Like, I imagine after the Spanish flu and, World War II also, and, that whole era in the early 20th century, all of a sudden they developed all these antibacterial and lots of things to clean. And, people became more aware of cleaning off everything. And maybe this is going to change our habits in how we do it. I don't know how, but it's definitely going to change things. But it will. The one thing I know about humans is many of us adapt pretty well over time. Like we don't notice it, but we do.
Yeah, 100%. And I think even if we do get back to quote unquote normal soon, relatively soon, this will still change people's like you said, hygiene. Maybe people will think about always washing their hands. Like, I'm sorry it took a pandemic for people to realize you need to wash your hands pretty often, but it's not. It kind of blows my mind that it took this, I mean, because you think about it, like if we acted the way we did now, with hygiene, we probably wouldn't even have much flu through the winter.
It's true.
It's just if people just had better hygiene, we'd be okay as a population with a lot of these sicknesses. Could avoid a lot of things. So hopefully we will learn from this, going forward.
So I got to ask also, like, how are you guys keeping your spirits up? Like, what are you doing to keep yourselves positive and feeling good about things in some ways? Imagine it must be really difficult, and I suspect many people on the front lines like you, we're going to have to, talk to someone after all this in some ways.
I agree. Everybody takes things a little differently,
Yeah, of course.
I think I don't know, I'm a pretty positive person, so it's not so bad for me. I don't know, I guess some people take it a little worse, but basically, I like to talk, like, sometimes when we get home from work, we don't talk about things right away.
Yeah.
But, if I have a minute to talk with my wife about certain things, I like to talk about interesting things or sometimes talk about really sad things that happened.
Yeah.
And it makes because there are a lot of sad things, even before COVID and, in medicine,
Of course.
But then, other things, just basically, hang out with the family, spend time in our backyard. Like, there was a warm night, like a week or two ago. We had a little bonfire in the backyard.
Nice.
Suffolk County living,
Yep.
So we had a little bonfire and s'mores, and it was almost like it was a normal spring night, and that's kind of cool, So just doing stuff like that. My daughter's over here right now. She just snuck downstairs to hang out. Right, Harp? But yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of it, really, is just trying to find the moments of normalcy and making, when you're at work, just doing your job and having a positive attitude, but that's it, really, for us anyway. I mean, everybody might be a little different. I know people are really super stressed, and other people are very, take it home with them a little bit more,
Yeah.
So they'll probably need some people to talk to, maybe,
Yeah. You working on your motorbike at all?
I wish. I mean, I know you know it, but I've had this like knee thing going on, unfortunately, the past couple of years. So my surfing and dirt biking hasn't been what it used to be. So I haven't. I'd like to.
Yeah.
I haven't, even on my days off, because just how you kind of said it too, right now, with the level of exposure that me and my wife are in, like, we're exposed to so much COVID every single shift that I don't really think it's right to go around people.
Yeah.
So we're just doing our best. We're probably isolating more than a lot of people are. So I probably won't go surf with a buddy or do something where I would, like you said, maybe get them sick, because maybe I am an asymptomatic carrier. I don't know. I see 50 COVID patients a day. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
Who knows if I have the virus in me, or I just, I've been exposed to a ton of COVID in the past month,
Yeah. Oh.
So, but it's kind of crazy,
Well,
it definitely is.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, like, I'm so impressed with you. You've really come such a long way, like, from that grommet shaping a board out of his container unit, and came and worked at the store for a little bit, and like, it's awesome seeing what you've been doing, and great.
Yeah, thanks, man.
And
it's so funny, because I'm sure people out there, maybe, I mean, I don't even know if anybody knows me, but I worked at your store, man, and that was awesome, and that was super. It was right before I got into medical school, PA school, the year before, and that was super awesome, and shaped some surfboards and got to meet some really awesome people that helped. You and Matchmer and Schultz, Andrew Kidman, all these really awesome people. Chris from Pilgrim. It's been a cool, complete change for me to go back to school and do this and then work. I mean, it's probably been I've been a PA practicing for 8 years, so it's kind of crazy.
It's awesome, man. I'm psyched, and I know I really appreciate what you and your wife are doing, and being out there, and and we were always thinking of you, and thinking of all everyone on the front lines. We appreciate it.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that, and I kind of posted something on my Instagram today too, and first of all, thank you. And thank you for everybody that's been showing so much appreciation for all the healthcare workers and first responders and police officers, firefighters, everybody. But it's kind of weird, and I think it's kind of a weird thing for me, because I was almost like reflecting back and saying, man, we've had some terrible days all through the past 8 years that I've been practicing, and it's almost like being a PA or doctor is a really kind of thankless job up until now. It's kind of weird, I think this pandemic made people realize that, hey, those people are really helping people,
We've
So it's kind
reevaluated.
of good,
We've reevaluated